Support for the Ryan Joseph Show is brought to you now by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle, just came today. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code Mr. Joseph at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. Have you ever cut yourself trimming your balls?
My ex-wife nipped my sack once.
You had her shave your balls?
Yeah.
Why'd you have her do it? Because it was like erotic?
Power move.
Dominance, right?
Yep.
Maybe that's why my dad made me let him.
Your balls?
He shaved my balls just to show he was dominant in my household. Yeah. Did she put like a little piece of toilet paper, like a cut, or like if you got a cut just to stop the bleeding?
No.
My dad would do that. You know, like you do on your face and stuff. But yeah, it happened all the time. We'd walk around with our pants off, but it wasn't like we were naked because we had like little pieces of toilet paper on our balls, and it was a normal thing, and it was actually like we did it during Christmas a lot. It's like I think he like purposely tried to nick my balls sometimes, you know, because he was just like, I like seeing my boy with, you know, like because it's kind of Christmassy when you have a bunch of toilet paper cuts in there, but it doesn't happen anymore now. My dad's pretty excited. I'm out of the house anyways. There's no need to cut my balls anymore, Dad. The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the big guy, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the smaller one, Crop Preserver ball deodorant. He just put it on recently. It smells great. The Crop Reviver toner, just to like spritz up, you know, your stuff, keep it fresh throughout the day. You know, you're about to go to a job interview, spray it on your balls. You'll feel more professional and more eloquent. Performance Boxer briefs. They're probably aerodynamic for performance. And a travel bag. Where's the travel bag? That's leather, I think. But it looks like leather. To hold your goodies. Let's get into it more. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. The big guy. Where's it at?
Right here.
Yeah, this trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimming ever. I'm really excited to go home and like shave my balls, actually. And that's like not even like what I'm supposed to say. Like I really want to shave my balls now. I like doing it just because they look bigger and my penis looks bigger. The 4th generation trimmer of the big guy. Bring it out again. Gary, you're not doing this right. Okay. The 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof, okay? No more, you can't kill anyone with this, you know? Back in the day, if you wanted to kill someone, you drop your shaver into... How does it feel?
It smells really good. You smell that?
Yeah, but what do your balls feel like?
I didn't really get them down to the
Was
balls.
that the spritzer?
Do you want me to get them down on my balls?
It smells really good.
It smells really good.
Yeah.
I don't
It
think I
smells
need
really
them on
good.
my balls just to smell it.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the Lawnmower. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof, which I just said, and it also has a 400K LED spotlight for small balls. A spotlight you need for a more precise shave. Just totally flush with the skin, all right? When a girl goes down there or a man or whatever, it'll look like you never grew one hair in your whole life. You know what I mean? And that's going to attract them. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor. You thought that was good, Gary, but want to take your grooming game even further to the next level? Do you?
Yeah.
The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. Is he getting it?
Yeah.
I have to like use that, you know. That's gross. Dude, there's a girl that I talked to. I can't remember who. She said she like does that. She like shaves her. Let your girlfriend borrow it or something like that.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's
Girls do that. Girls have hair in their nose. It's pretty gross. So let your girlfriend borrow it. But like, yeah, it's really disgusting. Now that we have this, thank God we can make them look better. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. I like the word holes. Their Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner, which you just saw Gary demonstrate for you, will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas. Your balls will thank you. Okay. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers, which we showed you, and the Shed Travel Bag, which kind of looks leather. It looks like a really nice travel bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. And women dig this. You know, men do too. Gay guys do this. They love like clean, nice stuff. But women do like, this guy shaves his balls and he has like a little satchel, you know, like a Robin Hood satchel to carry his stuff around. You know what I mean? Like, it just looks like you're on top of it. You know what I mean? It's time to take care of yourself. So go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code Mr. Joseph. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Mr. Joseph at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code Mr. Joseph. Please don't forget that code or none of this applies. Mr. Joseph. I'm going to have my friends call me that now. I really like the way that sounds. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Your balls smell really great.
Yeah, I know, right?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best podcast in the world. I never wanted to make this. I never did. People told me you need to make a podcast, and I was like, I'm not going to.
Which people? I want names.
I have a friend that told me that.
I need to talk to them.
And he was like, you need to make one, man. I was like, I'm not going to do that. It's fucking gay. All this. He's like, hey, you know, you're gay, right? We just had sex. I was like, yeah. Anyways, but I never wanted to do this. But welcome to the Ryan Joseph Show. This is for you. I never wanted this talent.
Right.
I never.
He's a very selfless guy.
You don't talk until I introduce you. Today we have Leonarda Jonie.
Thank you for
from Brooklyn or some shit.
I'm from New York.
New York? What part of New York?
I grew up in the Bronx, and then I lived in Harlem.
Oh. So you were like, did you have like your hair like totally like slicked back with like ring?
I did.
Like a chonga? Or was that what they call it?
I would
You'd be like, yo,
slick my hair back.
Where's Frankie? He got me pregnant.
I was in 8th grade, so no.
Exactly.
That wasn't happening. No.
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever had an abortion?
No.
You never had an abortion?
Nope.
Stop touching my foot, dude. This
You're
is like
doing that.
This is my realm.
Okay.
For now, for an hour. I pay good money for this. I pay too much fucking money for this shit. I need to get my own equipment so I don't have to deal with this shit.
You need a job.
I've had a bad day. How was your day?
It was pretty good.
What'd you do today?
I had a meeting with my priest and
A priest?
yeah.
A priest?
Yeah, I had a meeting with my priest.
What do you mean a meeting? What'd you guys talk about?
Listen, different things about my spiritual journey.
What did he say about your spiritual journey?
He had some very kind words. They were very uplifting.
As like a little boy was like, you know, putting his clothes back on, walking out.
I didn't say he was Catholic, so.
Priest is a Catholic.
No.
They have Catholic priests.
Yes, but it's not.
Was he a priest or what denomination?
Orthodox Christian.
Orthodox. Isn't there like a denomination that's just called Orthodox?
Uh-huh.
Is that what he was?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys?
It's not a denomination.
What do they believe? By the way, Leonarda Jonie is one of my favorite comedians that's in Austin. She actually is not a fake comedian. She actually says the truth on stage. That's why
thank you.
I like her. Always have. She talks about trannies. And
I just got canceled off Instagram for talking about trannies.
Really?
Yeah,
it was like a baby. You had a baby tranny.
I did a trans baby sketch where I was babysitting my friend's baby, and I made a quick video where I was like, my baby's trans, and I've got him on hormone blockers, and you know, because baby told me 3rd day out of the womb, he said, "Mom, I'm a girl," and I said, I got to do what I got to do to help my baby.
I think it'd been funnier if you were like the baby like gurgled a little bit, and I knew that he was saying he wants to be a girl.
Oh, I think mine was pretty funny. It got me canceled. That was the funniest part about it.
Yeah, that is great. So you can't go on Instagram anymore.
Like literally the video got to like 4,000 views and a bunch of shares within like an hour.
Nice.
And then I go to log in to check how it's doing, and I can't I can't log. It's like, hold on, we're having an issue. Then I go to log into my Facebook, which is connected to it. It's like, yeah, this account no longer exists.
Did Facebook ban you too?
Yeah, because the two things were connected.
They just do it for a while though, right?
No.
Forever?
It's gone.
Oh, dude, that's bad.
Because I went to
You just make it a different account.
Yeah, but there go, I had almost 10,000 followers.
It doesn't matter.
I went in.
They'll find you.
I know. I went in to log in on Facebook, and they were like, oh, your account's been disabled. If you'd like to appeal this, you have 30 days. And in order to do it, you have to log into your Instagram account. You cannot appeal through your Facebook. So I go to log into my Instagram account, and they're like, this user doesn't exist.
Dude, Joe Rogan should buy Facebook.
He should.
Just like But he
doesn't have
Elon Musk bought
billions of dollars.
True. So
Maybe
now
he can get a loan from his
is like
buddy.
Trump going to be allowed to be back on Twitter now, you think?
I think so.
That's so awesome.
They're going to lose their minds.
I wanted to check it, to test it, and just go, trannies have COVID-19, which isn't real, and just put it up.
People have been writing really crazy things, and they're not getting banned.
Oh my God, that's so great. Now I can actually use Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your priest said, Leonarda, your spiritual journey is going great. You know what you've been saying on stage about trannies. The tranny baby was a step up on your way to God.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I went in because I've been on a spiritual quest for a long time. I went through a lot of different religious traditions.
Okay.
I was raised Muslim. I left that when I was 16.
You were raised Muslim?
What?
Wait, because you
Yeah.
are...
What?
Yeah, I was raised Muslim.
Wait, what's your...
Albanian
ethnicity?
Muslim.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did you have to cover your face and your...
No, because Albanian Muslims are very funny because they were just culturally Muslim. Like
Damn it, dude. Muslims, like, they have it figured out the way to treat women. I've always said this.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this before.
You would have been a great Shah.
Yeah.
You would have just, bitch slapped like 7 different women.
Well, no, they have to stay a certain way from me, and they're not allowed to talk, so I wouldn't bitch slap them. That's why it's
That's a
good.
good point.
That's why it's good for them. Women, they won't get hurt.
Yeah, but then you guys can't do any alcohol or drugs.
But wouldn't it be romantic for you? What?
Yeah, so you guys
They
would be
get high
terrible
as
Muslims.
fuck, dude. Those princes, those Saudi Arabia princes.
But who said you're gonna be? You think you become Muslim and you're gonna be a priest?
You said Shah. Shah.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, but you're not gonna be a priest. I mean, or a
Maybe
prince.
I would. Maybe I would like it that much. But I'm white, so they'd be like, make him a prince.
100% not. They actually discriminate against white people.
Yeah, but if they saw how well I liked their culture.
I dated a Muslim guy once, and he was like, "You're not Muslim enough for me. Goodbye."
That's awesome.
He couldn't tell his family that he was dating a white girl.
Well,
was
cover
reverse
your
racism.
face. You don't have to deal with
Yeah,
it.
they literally never would have known you were white.
Yeah, if I had just come in with a hijab.
Wouldn't that be nice and romantic though? At the end of the day, when he takes it off, he like unwraps you like a present, and it's like you're just like, baby, I haven't seen you all day.
Oh, this sounds horrible.
I missed you, even though you were with me all day. I haven't seen you.
That
all
sounds
day.
horrible.
Really?
Horrid.
Well, then why don't women do anything about if like these feminists that are just
I
standing
don't know,
for
'cause
women's rights
They
don't care
can
about
get.
it?
Oh, why don't feminists do anything about that? Because
Yeah.
that's actually an issue that really needs help, and we have to be culturally sensitive and understand other cultures.
So they should get. So if some people want to cut off the clitorises, they should be able to cut off clitorises.
I mean, that's
okay?
the
'Cause
that's the
their culture.
That's the retardation that ideology leads you into.
Yeah, it's not like an object. There's no like universal principles of good and evil. Like there'll be evil within the ideology, because if it's like hey, people should be able to cross the border and come here and rape us because
It's their culture.
it's their culture.
Yeah.
It's the Mexican
was a
culture to rape
there
us.
I mean, it's the Mexican criminal culture for sure. I mean, there's a lot of that same thing of like the absolute. This is why I get so mad at a lot of these women and a lot of the left who is like, crapping on the U.S. because we're such a racist, sexist, homophobic country. I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, You want to let in people who literally think it's their right to rape you. And then when they do it, you're going to act all shocked. And there's people who've like gotten, attacked by other cultures and don't want to report it because they don't want to add to the
Well, at least they stick by their stance.
right.
Yeah, but I think like Trump or Biden or all that shit. I listen to David Icke. Have you ever listened to him?
I have.
And
He's an interesting guy.
And sometimes I think he's right though, because what if they are all part of it, the scheme, and the 1%, which he calls a cult, they're just playing games with us. We fight over racism is bad, or what are gay, straight, or men and women. Like they just create these dichotomies for us to like fight over.
I think David Icke's part of it.
You think David Icke's part of it?
Why? I think he's part of it because one, he's not telling you the full truth. He talks about like they're aliens, they're fourth dimensional.
See, no, that's where everyone, just because he had a little slip up of craziness back in the day.
He still believes that. I've read his recent work.
Dude, it was so great. Like, have you watched, he had the most, I think it was like the highest viewership in like history of like podcasts or something during the pandemic when he was like on the Isle of Wight and he's like, I'm not coming back. They want me to wear a face nappy. I'm not coming over on the fucking ferry if I have to wear a face nappy. I was like, this guy's the shit.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, he was definitely based with a lot of that stuff, which I think I'll take it back. I don't think he's necessarily part of it, but I think he's really profiting from peddling what he's peddling, and he's not really like in there for a solution. I think that there are some people who really are trying to fight. I don't know that we necessarily know who they all are. I don't think Trump is on the same team as the people who have like this unbelievable vitriol for him.
But he agreed to fucking shut down the country, dude. That's the one thing I trust me. I loved how funny Trump was. I didn't care about like the whole.
Oh, I don't think he's necessarily the white knight that everybody thought he was, right? I think
God uses the most horrible people throughout history. Or the most sinful people.
Yeah,
He's
he really
horrible.
does. He really does.
Yeah.
There's hope for you guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, God uses me, like my jokes. I've always said this. I pray to God, and I get this wonderful
something else
rape
is
joke.
using you, but I don't think it's God.
What's using me? Satan? No, I think I'm closer to God. Like loves me, dude. He's like, hey man, you're funny. I'm like, thanks. He's like, hey, you want this rape joke? I'm like, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah,
like,
that 100% that did not come from God.
Why not?
100% you're right.
He invented rape.
No, he didn't.
He invented pussy. He invented dick. He gave us the ability to have free will.
He did not invent rape.
That he invented the circumstances for rape to happen.
This is kindergarten theology.
Wait. I think he's right.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I'm gonna take advice from you over here. Is the bleach getting into your brain cells or?
Yeah, I think was it Leonarda made some comment on us when we were talking about something. She was like two white guys talking about or something when you and I were talking about women. Gary and I know a lot about.
I didn't say two white guys. I didn't even bring race into this.
Or maybe not white guys, but two guys. Gary and I know a lot about women. Like we understand women a lot.
Apparently you don't, because your lives are in shambles.
No, that's just because we are around them.
Yeah, you keep picking. You two both picked some of the worst women I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Gary, your women are, I don't know the new one. The old one, just a little crazy, but this guy.
No. I picked some good women, and I don't want to talk about. My choices in women because I respect them a lot enough not to talk bad about them.
Sure.
I do.
You're under a gag order.
A gag order. I think no.
Every time he wants to say something, he looks at the lawsuit and he's like, "Oh yeah, I respect who they are."
Dude, I have no criminal charges against me.
I didn't say you had criminal charges. You could have a civil suit without having any criminal charges.
I have only in people's minds. They think there's some people in Austin that.
Gee, I wonder why they have that idea. Watching your set, I would never think that you're a criminal.
Because they're idiots. They don't know what a persona is.
No, they don't. They really don't.
Yeah, actually, that same thing happens to me a lot, too.
Yeah.
You're not even a stand-up.
Which is crazy, right? It's from a fucking podcast.
Dude, these two lesbians, I did a feature for Kate Quigley in Plano, and I went outside after one of the shows, and these 4 lesbians came up, and then one of them's like, I really like it was I really enjoyed your show. It's like I didn't laugh at all, and I just understood why, like that you what you were doing because you gave me like this awkward terror, right? And I understood that was part of it. I was like, dude, you're really nice. She's like, you're not like how you are on stage, and I was like, yeah, it's called a performance. You lesbian.
Lesbians. You should have said that.
Yeah.
Fucking lesbian. Sometimes when I go on stage and
No,
I see some lesbians,
I
I'm like,
hugged
what up,
them.
lesbians?
I hugged them, and I was like, I'm all for lesbians. You know.
I agree. I have a different persona on stage that people really when they come off they expect me to be like tough or mean or whatever, and I'm actually just like, oh, thank you. I hope you had a good time.
It's the clean comics you have to watch out for.
Oh yeah.
Like Bill
Clean.
Cosby,
Yeah.
or we can name a few. The ones that just like want to come off so fucking like, you know, I don't know. The ones that want to come off with this like this. Everyone wants to be a good person nowadays, right? So much, and those like, I don't know if it's like
no,
this
they want to
empty-
present as a good person.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That's the better way of saying it. People, and that's the plague of this nation or whatever, or this the left is like, we are good people, right?
Yeah.
Don't
yeah,
go outside because that means
virtue
you're not.
signaling.
Yeah. And what is the point of that? You think? Why do you think like people like are so desperate to present themselves as good people? Is it like this inner shame, or
So, this is what I've sort of been uncovering. So I got into religion because of being red pilled and going really down the rabbit hole and being like,
Yeah.
something's up. Like
yeah, I
something's
believe in
really
God
going up.
for sure.
And then you get down to it and you realize, oh, this is the nature of evil. People expect that evil comes to you and goes, I want to kill your kids. No. Evil comes to you and goes, hey, don't you love your kid? Well, if you love your kid, out of compassion, you'll chemically castrate him. Out of compassion, right? And they twist you up so emotionally. So a lot of it's an emotional reaction. None of it is really thought out. There's this emotional, and there is a deep
agree.
rage and a hatred on the left.
What are they rageful at? You think?
Their parents, mostly, I
For
think.
what? Like,
They're very entitled. Like when you come from a position of I deserve, whatever you got was never enough.
yeah,
And living in a country of plenty, there's always people who have more than you.
yeah.
So you can look at those people who've had more than you and think you should have had that, and then somebody failed you along the way.
yeah,
And our parents were humans, so they definitely failed us.
Yeah.
You know, and some parents were really bad.
yeah.
But even when the parents are really bad, the solution to that is not I deserved more, like good stuff, because it actually makes you incredibly resentful, and then it turns you into a hideous
Or not
person.
even parents. Like, I was in school and people were mad at me. You know, or people treated me like shit because that's what kids fucking do. That's what they're supposed to do.
Well,
in a way.
I think that's part of it. I also think there's been a mass brainwashing of people from a very young age. We all grew up in front of the TV. Our social programs, our school programs
Yeah.
taught us different things.
We're all supposed to be good.
We're all supposed to be
like there was
good.
this wholesomeness, TGIF, like fucking, but I don't. But it's the way it translates. And you talk about evil because I'm like, is there a difference between evil and being sick? You know, because like in recovery,
No, there isn't.
you're in recovery, right?
Yeah.
You don't think there's a difference? Because I think,
I think evil is a sickness.
well, that's the thing is like, you can't. If someone, I don't think so. I think there's a difference between if someone's sick, that means they can get better. But if someone's evil, I feel like they can't get better.
I think they can.
No, I'd completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, theology boys over here.
Yeah.
I went to Catholic school
Yeah. We were. I
for
was
3 years.
I was molested too.
Got kicked out.
No, because I don't. It depends on how far down the line they are. Because some people have done evil things in their life. All of us have actually done things that would be categoriized as evil.
Well, we all have it. You have
Not
an evil
me.
inside of you as well.
Not you.
We all have.
No, we've all done things that are evil because evil is literally like people. Evil is not necessarily a thing in itself. It is the absence of good, and it's when you don't do what is right in that proper moment. So if you've ever not done something that was the right thing to do in that moment, you've done something
Well, now
evil.
you're saying action is what is good action, but I'm talking about like a state of being. You know, like it seems like there's just these like Ted Bundy. Even if he never killed anyone, it'd be like kind of like just talking to him, be like this, like the way he was, right?
We don't know that because they're when you do certain things, it changes your character. I mean, just think about the fact that like how you've changed from when you started doing comedy. the action of doing that changes you.
Yeah. Well,
So,
maybe, maybe like more confident.
if you looked at Ted Bundy pre his first, yeah, he was probably getting to that point. But once he crossed that threshold, now we're in a different ball game.
Yeah, it's gotta be weird to know walking around knowing that you've done all that shit. Like,
I mean, I think that's probably part of it is like, you have this. Have you ever done something and people think of you in a completely different way? And then you're walking around being like, if you only knew what I was,
I have been accused of doing shit, and then people thinking stuff. But
No, I don't even mean like you did something horrific or whatever. I mean, like, even like, let's say doing, like, you remember you were a substitute teacher, right?
yeah,
So I'm sure there were days you had gone on stage, said the most horrible, jokes, right?
well, I
But
never was a substitute at the same time. But
okay, or but that's an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say,
yeah,
let's say you were.
I have like had like a real job at the same time. So I'd be in these meetings, right? And knowing that what I say, like my other life,
That's what I'm saying.
Or like when I was going to school, going to college, I had like two lives. One life was doing drugs with strippers and shit, and then I'd be out there, studying like philosophy and coming and feeling like, but not knowing as I was sick because I didn't know what was
Going on.
normal,
Yeah.
insane. But I wouldn't say I was evil. I think there's a lot of evil was inside of me or plaguing me.
But I'm not going. I'm saying you're talking about Ted Bundy walking around knowing that he's done something horrible, and and he's walking around presenting like he had a girlfriend or a wife or whatever who he never even hit.
Well, like that goes back to psychopathy. Like he had no sense of what was right and wrong. Some people say.
Oh, he did,
or no ethics
because he knew not to let his wife know.
Well, he knew what.
Yeah, but that might have been out of fear of getting caught.
No,
as opposed to doing the right thing.
psychopaths understand what your emotions are, and
Right.
they can, so they know.
Mimic.
Yeah, they know
Yeah.
not to say shit to you. I was reading this book called Psychopaths Next Door, or no, Psychopaths Among Us, and it was like my neighbor's a great writer. Like he was just no, I'm kidding. But that was a joke I wrote before. I never say that. But it said we come into contact with a psychopath, someone that qualifies as a psychopath, like at least twice a day or something like that. So there's people that have no sense of empathy, and that'd be kind of nice. I wish I was like full blown psychopath. No, think about it. What if you didn't give a fuck about?
We know some people like that.
Like, yeah, yeah, but like,
Wait. Why'd you look at me?
Oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about our conversation that we had before the camera started rolling.
yeah, there's certain there's certain people out there that are so driven to get what they want that they'll.
I love how Gary is so afraid that he's a psychopath. Every time I've seen him the last few times, he's like,
He took
Guys,
a test, okay?
I think I'm a psychopath.
They made him
dude.
take a test, okay?
Who?
When he went to a psych hospital, they made him take a test, okay? So he's very sensitive.
Did you come back positive?
Yeah, he's a psychopath, okay? So
No,
sexual deviant.
wasn't. I had a couple of results.
Yeah. What do you think about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case?
I think it's a distraction. Why didn't they televise Ghislaine Maxwell's case? I was way more interested in that.
Yeah, I was
we're
too.
getting all the, like-
Whatever happened to her? Who won?
Not the kids, I'll tell you that. The kids did not win.
Whatever, dude. Those girls, they had like so much. They had a fucking job. They had a summer job.
Okay, I know you're trying to make a joke right
now.
now.
No. That seriously though, think about it. They had no money. All they had to do was massage the guy.
No,
right?
they didn't.
Okay.
They were raped repeatedly.
Some of them weren't. Some of them.
Many of them were. And you know what? There were thousands and thousands of girls who came through there. We know about 3 of them.
I kind of like admire him. When I watched that, I was like, this guy.
No, that's a psychopath.
Yeah, he is.
That's
Okay,
evil.
what if they all would have been 18?
Still, where are they?
Eventually, 18 eventually.
I mean, did you guys ever do a deep dive on? Epstein's Island?
Go out there and scuba dive?
No, I mean some of the stuff that came out from there. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen some of the stuff.
No. I don't want to see it. I can't watch even like fake rape in movies and stuff because
I saw it's horrific. Like, I didn't watch any videos because I'm like you, where I'm like, I'm going to see this for years to come. But there was footage. Like, he had cameras installed all on the island. and he had underground tunnels in which these children were kept in cages.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, that's
And
where
they
you
had-
keep them. Like the cages are very good for children.
I found a video. I don't remember where I found it, and it was removed like probably an hour after I watched it. But it was a girl that was like nailed to the ground
What?
and being electrocuted.
See,
I mean, it was
disgusting.
horrific things
when
that
you
they
have
did.
that much money, you have to get off, right? That's what I think. It's like they have, it just gets to a point where like nothing gets them off besides doing.
I don't know,
shit
man.
like that.
I
That's where I want to
think-
get. I want to get to
think
that
what
point.
you said is accurate, though. I think some people are just innately evil.
Yeah, like I don't think he can get
it's,
better.
I think you open yourself up to evil forces, and they influence you, and then eventually, like, you just become fucking possessed.
Well-
I mean, that's some demon shit right there.
Right, but he's. Do you think that Epstein could get better?
Too far. He's too far gone.
What if we?
That's what evil is. Is too far gone.
Well,
yeah,
he's
but
dead.
the idea is that you become that through a. Yeah, I don't think he's dead. You become that.
No way.
you become that through a gradual process. It's not like you're. I don't know but I think it would be extremely rare that somebody is born in that evil
No,
state.
like because in that documentary, even it said how like he was just a total psychopath where he was using people.
Who?
Epstein.
Yeah,
like,
but at what point? When did this
before
start?
he started getting rich and before he started getting
Yeah,
those girls.
it's a whole process.
But he was like that before because they say there's a gene that can detect being a psychopath.
Yeah, it's less
Have you
than
ever-
1% of the world.
Have
is
you ever met a kid?
psychopath.
Have you ever met a kid that's just like burning animals in front of you?
No.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
No, I haven't.
I think it's a genetic thing for sure.
There's some kids that are really fucked up. You know.
Like when they're like a year and a half.
Yeah.
old,
What are they
even
like?
as,
If
like,
they
little
pee,
tiny
if they
kids.
pee on their bed, there's 3 signs. They pee on their bed, torture animals, and something else.
It was kids who pee on their bed who've also been abused. Pee on their bed. That's a thing.
Well, if you're abused, that means you're evil. That means you did something wrong.
Yeah, kids. Yeah, but anyway, if you saw what was there on Epstein, it's horrific. And then what happens is once you really kind of see this stuff and you know what they've done, you go back and you watch some of these movies they've released. And
What the
you're like,
kids did.
And there's a bunch of little fucking hidden Easter eggs about weird
they've
shit.
told
they did.
you about this stuff. Like
Yeah.
one of the things they like to do in the Black Forest in Germany is they actually hunt people. They hunt children.
Like that movie
The
with.
most dangerous game.
Yeah. No.
Then there's multiple movies about rich elites hunting.
Yeah. What was the one with
humans.
Ice-T? Remember that one? Was
Oh, man,
what I'm
that
talking
sounds
about?
funny.
the game.
Is that it?
Yeah, he's like a homeless guy, and they pick him up, and like
Yep,
Gary
this is-
Busey's like, yeah,
this is
you know,
one.
and they take him out to the cabin, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna be our guide or some shit, and then they're like, you're the game, and then they hunt him. It was
Yep.
an awesome movie.
This is something that is also when you spend some time because I you know me, I'm red pilled.
This is all you do. I know.
I just know all this conspiracy stuff, but when you will read things where people will say like they homeless people disappear all the time, nobody knows where they are, and they're picked up by the elites and they're hunted down.
Well, when they should do that for the homeless people. What they need some function.
I'm gonna disagree.
I don't know. Like homeless people piss me off, dude. They. That's. Do you think a homeless person that's shitting in your front lawn, babbling to himself or something, is sick or evil?
Probably sick.
Sick.
Yeah, probably
Sick.
sick.
I think that's a pretty evil thing to do, to shit in my front lawn.
I mean, he doesn't even know where he is.
Hitler didn't know what he knew he was killing all those Jews.
You love Hitler.
I,
You're just, he doesn't even go, no. He goes,
where did that come from? I love Hitler.
it was a hunch. I went with
No, I was actually obsessed with World War II for a while. I have a Russian or a Jewish Russian grandma. The rest of my family are Nazis, German Nazis.
it.
They met in the war.
You're-
That's where I wrote that joke
That's where you got
about.
that joke about
yeah.
Hans.
No, yeah, that's where I met because I always imagined what it was like.
Your
when they
grandma
met.
was probably like,
Yeah.
ooh, Hans, if you save me,
He just killed my whole family. He's so hot. He's so hot. He's sexy. He's going to starve me.
Yes, I always wanted to be thin.
Yeah. He knows what he wants, He knows
What were
he
you going to
wants.
say? Where do I get this information? Is that what you were going to ask?
Yeah,
No,
where
I
do you go on the
I
dark
was gonna
web a lot?
ask if you believe in flat Earth.
I'm undecided about that one.
Do you go on the dark web a lot?
No, I don't even know how to get to the dark web.
What? I can show you.
I don't. I'm okay. I don't.
It's
really,
easy. You can buy people.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. Well, you could just go on Wayfair and buy people.
Wayfair.
Hey, she's
No.
got enough dark web already.
No, no.
And bam!
There's actually like a lot of good you can do on the dark web, like a lot of reporters and shit like exchange information, or you can have access to like the New York Times
You can buy
and shit
drugs.
without like subscriptions. Not even the
Oh,
New
wow.
York Times, but like
Yeah.
you can do a lot of good things. A lot of people transmit information so they won't get caught and stuff. And sex with children is on there.
Yeah, I just don't want to
Hookers,
see any of
drugs,
that stuff.
crypto.
Well, you don't look for it. That's the.
Oh.
It's not like you go on there and it's just there. If you go on the dark web, you're able to look.
That's what
for
I feel like. I imagine it's like you go to this. First of all,
www.darkweb.com.
First of all, I feel like it's like one page.
No.
The whole page is black. This is what
No,
I see. The whole
.com,
page is
it's-
black. And there's just like a tunnel of evil
No.
shit that you could look at.
Each website is .onion. Onion. ONION. That's what a dark web page is.
So you would do like New York Times .onion.
They would have some sort of like weird, like it would be like ZY2X, after like this whole little code after it.
Okay.
But yeah, you can go on any kind of, you don't want to have any kind of subscription or anything like that, and just go on. You can go on Facebook anonymously, and you can.
I need that. I
yeah.
can post trans baby videos
How do you-
anonymously.
How do you think I could keep up with all my ex-girlfriends?
Yes, your
No, it's
impeccable taste in women.
It's very easy. You just download the Tor browser it's an app on your phone.
Yeah, I know about that. I have a.
Where do you find this shit then?
I will go. There's particular accounts you can follow. You kind of got to get in the algorithm of either Instagram, Twitter, or certain things on Reddit. Reddit conspiracy was good like pre 2020, and then 2020 happened. There was like when Epstein killed himself.
I wish I cared about this shit. I just don't. Like
You're asking me a question.
I do. I find it interesting, but like when I'm by myself, I'm just thinking about like me.
What a surprise there.
I know. And I hate that because that's why like whenever anyone has a problem, I'm like happy because I want to like ask them about it.
Yeah.
Because I want to know about your problems so I can fucking stop thinking about me.
I find it very interesting to read things because it's like usually where I find information is in the comments, and people don't really look in the comments, especially like the hidden comments. And then you'll find some of the stuff that like you're like, okay, what's that? Somebody will say something. Like I remember the thing with the homeless people. Like somebody said something. Oh yeah, this really makes the movie The Game make sense.
Well, you ever heard of bum fights?
I heard a bump. Yeah, where they take them and they have them do like a fight club.
Yeah. Stuff you do in college.
You do that in college?
Yeah, I mean, you just go and you just like get them, right? You've done it. And you like make them fight together. You give them a job, basically.
This is where Mike Tyson came from.
No, I always heard about that, and it made me laugh out loud.
Oh.
Just the image of them jumping out of their van, grabbing a homeless guy, and hog tying him and making him go to fights. I don't know. What is it? Why do you think I think certain things are like this are funny?
I don't know. You're sick.
You're a smart woman. I want to know what's wrong with me.
Where were you gonna go?
Nothing.
Say it.
Nothing.
Say it.
I'm not gonna.
I've had
You're gonna get kicked in the mouth.
I've had people say to me, it's because like I remember a girlfriend once told me it's because of like the way I grew up. The shit I went through is that why I find dark shit funny because
What'd you go through? Were you abused as a kid?
yeah, totally.
That makes sense.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, your neurowiring could have gotten mixed up. It's one of the things that happens when you watch a lot of porn.
Oh, dude.
I knew that was
Tell me about
I knew that was gonna get Gary
Dude,
in.
porn is horrible, dude.
I haven't watched porn in probably 4 months, 5 months, and before that it probably was like 4 or 5 months. Porn is bad for your brain.
Have you
100%.
noticed how much better you are at having sex without watching
Dude,
porn?
When I stopped, probably stopped watching porn like a lot, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, something like that. Probably when I was like 24, 25, around the time my kid was born, probably because I was like, okay, I can't be. Like, being a father and jerking off, you're like, damn, I'm a loser. I should be making way more money to, like, support my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, but yeah, I stopped watching porn, and I just started fucking everything.
Yeah, like, you're, like, I found, like, my dick works a lot better because it's like you're thinking, when you see, I remember when I stopped watching porn, I stopped for 2 years, and I slipped up. But for those 2 years, the first time, like, a girl took off her shirt, I was like, oh, my God, it's a boob. I haven't seen one ever. It was like 13 years old, It was like, can I touch it? And like just come in your pants right away. It was like good sex.
Because what happens is your dopamine receptors can be worn down by overstimulation.
Yeah.
So whether that is alcohol, drugs, porn, food, any of that stuff, right? Even social media can do that.
Yeah.
It can dull it. So what happens with porn, especially like right in the beginning, you start watching porn, You can anything, right?
Yeah, missionary position. Fuck yeah.
But the yeah, but it starts getting dulled. It starts getting dulled. So you
I
start
need to watch
seeking,
a goat. I need a goat. Yeah.
You start seeking more and more arousals, and what happens is your arousal firing is right next to your repulsion firing.
Repulsion?
When you are repelled and disgusted by things, you're disgust.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
once
That explains a lot.
yes, exactly. So once you've worn out the arousal, now the disgust needs to fire off, but it fires off under the context of when you're trying to be aroused. And so what happens is you actually start to be aroused by things that should disgust and repel
you. It all makes sense.
Which is how people get very, very sick sexual pathologies, which we're seeing a lot of.
Well, that's what I was talking about with these rich guys.
I mean,
like
It happened to me real fast. He wasn't kidding.
listen.
When I was like 14,
yeah,
I was diagnosed as a sexual deviant.
yeah, that's why I chose
there it
this
is.
place.
Not like
I mean-
like an abusive person or anything. Just like
Just
we're not gonna
deviant.
get into this. I don't know why I brought that up.
bring it up. What you wanted?
but like this is
were
what
you
I
watching
was,
like bestiality? Because that's
No, nothing that fucked up.
He did
no,
it.
but you can get there very
No.
quickly. What do you think those donkey shows in Mexico are?
Yeah,
about?
but this is what I was talking about with the rich guys. That like you get to the point if you're on Epstein's island, it's because you're so rich, you've had it all, you've seen it all, you've done it all.
you
have
fired off your dopamine.
Yeah, nothing fucking gets you off or gets you excited. Now it's time to fuck a kid. You know, that's what.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens. I think you're right. I think they get
Yeah,
all fucked
and
up
that's what,
'cause they
and that's
experience
where we
something.
all want to go. You know, like that's what we're all fighting for.
I
It's
don't
like,
agree with that.
I have a joke. I have a joke about that. It's like I want to get Michael Jackson fucking kids famous. You know, I just want to have sex with. You know,
We're me
a
and Gary are
joke.
getting off this boat because we both love children and we'll kill you.
Yeah, I have a kid.
dude, the people that can't joke about it are the people that are fucked up. Back to that. I asked a friend that was in the war in Iraq, and, and I asked him, I asked him, I was like, how'd you deal with people being blown up in front of you?
If you tell me this guy said he was fucking kids, you're crazy.
No, listen. I asked him, I was like, how'd you deal with like your best friends being blown to pieces in front of you? And he's like, jokes. We just told each other jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and I think
Dark
that's
humor will get people through a lot of things.
yeah, I think that's what gets me or helps me deal with a lot of shit. Like if someone's telling me some horrible shit that's happening to them, it's like funny to me. But not because it's funny, because
Right.
that's how I cope with how horrible it is.
Yeah, no, that dark humor will get people through things.
And I think people like I hate how people say dark comedy, even though when I call a show dark comedy in like Fort Worth or something, more people come.
Yeah.
Really to me it's just comedy.
Right.
It's real comedy. Comedy is like basically dark comedy is saying things you're not supposed to say. Comedy.
Comedy is saying things you're not supposed to say.
Not anymore, but now or
No, it is.
it is, but
It
to
is.
a lot
I
of
mean,
people they don't.
Like, okay, you have two different kinds of I feel like you have two main categories of comedians, and you also have two main categories of comedy audiences, right? And I've seen audiences that are just so completely like NPC, like can't even think about anything, that laugh on cue
Yeah.
with the beats. Like they know they're supposed to laugh, so they go, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, like Chris
And you-
D'Elia's audience, I would watch him. It's so formulaic. You'd be like, bah, 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 and they're like, ah.
Yeah, and you watch this and you're like, I watch these people and I see that there's no like real joy going on in their eyes. They're just like, ha ha.
There's no release. Well, there's no release.
And you're like, well, these people are real.
Yeah, but those are the best people because they're the easiest people to manipulate.
Well, that's why the government loves that.
yeah, but like I take more joy into like someone like that. If you can get one of them to really laugh at something that they're not supposed to.
That's like harder than
Yeah,
anything.
That's the most. The
I don't
most
really
joyous.
care. I'm like,
Dude, imagine getting a robot to laugh. Something that's not capable of humor. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're saying,
Yeah.
That's
essentially,
best-
right?
Yeah, no.
yeah, but you'd have to shock. You kind of got to shock them out of their place. A lot of times, usually what
well,
happens
shock
with them.
the twist.
You gotta
the
scare
surprise.
people.
The surprise. That's
No,
what,
but it's not even
misdirect.
that. It's like you can have that there, but if their programming can be running so strong.
the misdirect will fuck it up. Like there's a way to tripwire it with a good joke. Like there's a joke out there. Like I feel like jokes. Like I look back on all the jokes I've written, and I'm like, I can't remember writing any of them. I feel
Yeah.
like, and Stephen King said on writing, like in that book he wrote on writing, where when he writes, it's like basically you're like archaeologist, like uncovering something that already exists,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I feel like these jokes or these novels or these great songs out there, these really great songs that live forever, they're already existing on another plane. It's just your job as an artist is to find them and bring them back.
Yeah, it's a very platonic idea that you
Yeah.
have there. Right?
Yeah.
That sounds like something a
The-
guy underneath 35 would tell me.
No, man, it's
A guy underneath 35.
A homeless.
Plato's
Great
person.
Well, Plato, that was Plato's world. Plato's
Platonic
world
theory of learning.
that these ideas, that things exist already and we are bringing them into reality
Yeah.
from the spiritual world. That was his
Learning
idea.
is uncovering shit that already is there.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
that you've already known.
Yeah. And I feel like it's kind of true because
It-
under the sun, people have seen everything under the sun, dude. Everything you're going to learn already is here, if you think about it, right?
Okay. So you're telling me that all the bad shit that keeps happening to me over and over again, I'm just bringing it into my life? Or is somebody else bringing it in? Or how is
Bro,
that
you
work?
100% are the cause of your own misery. 100%. Right now, I'm going to tell you, you're the cause of your own misery.
Okay,
But
so you're
then-
telling me that I'm a powerful man.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's totally misused and chaotic. You ever seen a tornado? It's powerful, but nobody wants one coming through.
Yeah. I don't know.
what are you talking
I'm
about?
going to get a tattoo of tornado
Yeah,
tattoo. on my arm.
name it
Well,
Gary.
Some people say that, like, if you put up with toxic people in your life, you're telling the universe that this is what
It's acceptable.
this is what you should have. But then again, it's like if people tell me all the time, Ryan, you just need to do inner child work, because you've been, you're fucked up and you're like you've been abused, and you just need to tell that little boy inside of you that he's
Yeah, I
okay.
can't ever see you talking to your inner child in a way that's not
I
abusive.
tried it, and
Wait.
I tried it.
what
And
does that even mean?
I tried it. They think that you're supposed to sit the kid down on your lap and imagine him and be like, "Hey, you're safe now.
Yeah.
Wait,
Mommy's
look,
not gonna
look,
hit you anymore."
Yeah, but I think you're too afraid to do that because you think you won't be funny anymore.
There's no way. There's no way I can ever not be.
Wait. Is this? Are you guys fucking and joking around, or is this?
No,
a
you
real
never heard of
thing?
inner child work?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
right. You don't go to 12-step recovery.
Yeah.
That's where all the good shit is.
It
Is
is.
this is a real thing?
There's
Dude,
a real
it's-
thing
there's
that
this-
we have wounded children inside of us from our trauma.
What 12-step group do you
And-
go to? Can I ask?
Yeah, well, not much anymore, but my last program was adult children of alcoholics and dysfunction.
I wanted to go to that one, but like it feels like it's just not as like, there as like an AA.
Yeah.
Or something. It's harder to find meetings, or
Yeah,
harder to find like
Especially here.
people that are like take it
Cheers.
people that take it for real. Like all those like little groups, fellowships that are on the outside, those little programs, they're harder to find people that take it for real, that can guide you through it. It's usually
Yeah.
for people that are just dabbling them.
But no, there were some real people. So ACA is very, very strong on the West Coast in California, very, very strong, especially San Francisco, LA, and it was very strong in New York.
They do something different there. They do something weird, different than the 12 steps, right? They have like another kind of like system that they do.
It's a 12 steps, but they're gentler because you're trying to deal
We're
with
s-
it. With
we
the
need gents.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, it
I
is.
need
It's
more
much gentler. It's a softer thing, and it's not as like hardcore. It's really kind of trying to help you heal the trauma that was inflicted on you as a child, and that needs a very, very gentle approach.
And you're saying that they want you to picture yourself as a child on your lap talking to yourself?
So you wouldn't start there.
I feel like there's no.
Because you need to develop, before you can talk to your inner child, you need to develop your inner loving parent, which is very hard because we have voices in our head that are like your voice, probably like, Gary, you piece of shit, you're a psychopath. So you
right.
can't have that voice talk to your inner child because that's why your inner child is hiding, because that's who's running the show right now. Okay? But
Were you abused, Gary?
No, I was like,
That's your problem, maybe. Maybe you needed to
I
get
don't
molested.
think I was.
somebody should have beat you, Gary.
Maybe you needed to get molested a couple times.
I don't think I was. I was constantly in trouble for things that I didn't do and sometimes that I did do.
It sounds like
And
emotional
I was like
abuse.
over by the school system. And,
Yeah,
and by,
you
by
can
the
be abused by
juvenile
anyone.
justice system, not
Yeah.
by my parents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
It sounds
abuse
like
too.
he was abused.
Yeah, you definitely probably have some inner child work to do. That's
and you're an alcoholic.
yeah. This is an intervention. This is not. We're not actually recording right
No.
now.
Wait, are you actually recording? All
I'm over here.
right, let me ask Leonarda some more questions. How long? How many? How far along are we on this thing?
I don't know, Mac. I didn't click record.
How far along are we?
42.
42. Okay, Leonardo. When did you start doing comedy?
April of 2019.
Wow, you and I have been doing it. Well, I first started. The first time I did comedy was in like 2016. You know, and I remember being so scared. You know, all that bullshit and crazy. But I did it in Seattle for a while, and like a little like just open mics and shit. But then I left and I went to Florida and I did acting, and then I came back and I started around the same time. I really got into it because I was gonna like I'm gonna go out to LA and be an actor because like no one had thought of that, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do, you
Yeah.
know. And it turns out other people think of that, but then I was like, this is bullshit, acting bullshit. Like everyone, like these acting coaches and these schools, they're all like, give us $500 a day, and we'll like teach you how to be a great actor. They just
I went to a
rake,
2-year acting conservatory,
they rake in the money,
but
right?
it was I worked with a really good teacher.
Well, yeah, I'm like one of the best actors in the world because of that. You know.
No.
I've actually trained as an actor since I was a little kid.
Yeah, you were pretending that you weren't depressed.
I would just be like, this isn't happening.
I did train as an actor for 2 years, which really helped with the emotional development and stage presence stuff.
I think comics, you either have it or you don't. There's a lot of comics out there that just don't have that thing where you just don't even like aren't paying attention to them.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree, but they still do it.
they still do it. That's like
I want to hand those people a card out of deep compassion that says, this isn't for you.
well, they eventually quit.
Just go have some children and get married.
Hey, when somebody has a bad set, do you guys tell them?
If
I never tell them they had a good set.
No, I'm not. You don't like just bluntly tell them that.
No.
If they ask, like, what do you think? Do you tell them the like honest truth?
It's
Oh.
never happened to me.
I stopped telling them when someone says,
No, like nobody's ever been like, hey, how was my set? And you lied to them.
Somebody has said something to me like that was rough, and I'll be like, yeah, I could have used some work. I'll say that. But
I still say anything.
won't beat them down because right when you get off stage especially after like a tough set, you do not want to hear generally, some people are totally oblivious, but generally So like if that happens and Jalen's at the show, we'll talk about it the next day.
what is it like having a bad set?
Look at this guy. I've seen you bomb so many times.
So many. You have to
Es-
say so many.
especially-
Jesus Christ.
Look at it. Especially when you were going through that really depressed period of time where you couldn't just put on a persona and make everybody feel comfortable with how
I've always crushed. I never, because that's the beauty of the jokes. You just go up and say jokes, and they laugh, and you walk off, and you're like, "I'm gonna die." I don't have to do what you do. You have to be on point because you bits and shit, right? I just go up there and I just go, yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
No,
blah, blah, blah.
no.
I have had some sets that were like, I know I've bombed a couple of times.
What about Firehouse Hostel?
But sometimes you don't.
You're bringing up specifics.
Wait, Firehouse? Did I bomb at a Firehouse?
is that the place that's like clearly not set up for comedy?
Yeah, that's the place
Yeah.
where
I've
it's like
done really well there, and I've done,
Not good.
but sometimes I don't.
Hey, by the way, I am the kind of person that will tell people they did horrible.
I know you
immediately when
would.
They get off.
You told what's his face, the rapper / Eli. When we did Sunset that one time, and then Eli came off, you're like, yeah, that wasn't good.
He's like my best friend.
Yeah, I know.
Like I'll tell
Well, you
anybody.
should-
I
you
don't give a
should.
fuck at
Yeah.
all.
I used to say to people,
I think I was abused as a kid. I think you guys are right. Because
I-
only somebody that was abused as a kid would do that. Now it's all connected. Okay, I'll keep the pod.
he really wants this to be. All right, what do you want to talk
No,
about?
I just,
what do you
I,
want
ju-
to
I just realized.
Wait.
Like I've been thinking about what you're saying over here.
Yeah.
And I realized you guys are like, yeah, that's not a very nice thing to do. And I like never even realized that's like a mean thing to
Yeah,
do.
wait till the next day.
Yeah. So
If they
Are
add-
you finished? Are you finished, Gary?
We'll get you some ACA meetings
Well,
after
we got to
this.
get a camera on you if you're
Yeah,
gonna
alright.
be on the pod.
you're right. Yeah, well, I didn't want to make her wait for the fuck.
I know she's got to get back to that big waiting for. But sometimes don't you consider it not bombing when you know it's just like a bar show and everyone's fucking like
Yeah.
like
yeah.
it's just there's sometimes where it's
Yeah,
like
I don't consider that.
But for the record, that's exactly what it was. It was like a show where like half the people in the place were like talking over.
Yeah,
and everything. And you were just like, it was the first time I ever saw you, and you were like, clearly you were just like, yeah, fuck this place.
yeah, like I've decided I'm not gonna do bar shows anymore. Like I just can't take it because unless everyone there is ticketed, like there's no point in doing shows.
Yeah, bar shows require like you got to get
They're
bar
good
shows.
for you.
Crowd work do really well at bar shows
They're
because
good for
people
you.
are like, oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm just drinking a beer.
Yeah. But like I'm all interested in like jokes and stuff. Crowd work I think comes naturally. I used to suck at crowd work before I moved here. Or I thought would never be able to do that. I used to talk shit about people. But like I think the perfect place you want to be is like intertwining your crowd work with your jokes.
Yeah.
You know? And like I think I'm getting to a point where I have to alphabetize all my jokes, or I had to because I've had like so many short ones. But it's getting to the point where I just go up there and whatever joke comes from my interactions, you know,
Yeah.
and then it's more natural.
I've seen that. I saw when you did the riff the first time.
Oh, that's all improv.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Not.
You had some of your jokes that you tied in. I thought you did
Yeah.
such a great job. You were the only one really who was funny that day. William Montgomery was also funny.
Well, that show I also created.
Yeah, no, I know.
We've talked about this in the podcast.
Yeah, don't get me started with the fucking riff, okay? The riff. The person I created it with thinks that she invented improv.
Who?
It's this person, I don't even remember her name. But anyways,
I love this. We've literally talked about the two things he said he didn't want to talk about.
Dude. Every time.
I don't try to the rules, okay? Just But like I feel like the one place that I can remember where I fucking bombed so bad was at the Comedy Store when I did a roast. I did a fucking roast. I did 3. First one was great. Second one, I was on stage with this guy, and I hate roasts. I do it sometimes if I have nothing else to do. I've done it. But like the whole time you're thinking for 2 weeks, you have to think negative shit about someone.
Yeah.
Write all these jokes about them, and then you share a stage with them, but I remember no joke working, none, and it was a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
And you're with people like Jeff Ross and shit that are really. Luckily, Jeff Ross wasn't there those 2 times I did bad. But one time I bombed. The audience didn't laugh at shit, but the judges voted for me. But the audience voted for the other guy, so he won. I think he should have won because he got laughs. But my problem was I wrote so many jokes about him that I couldn't figure out what to write. But that was bombing. I thought about quitting comedy afterward. That's when you know you bombed, when you want to quit comedy.
Yeah, you want to quit.
Yeah. Do you ever watch a comic, then you're like, how like I can never be that good, like me, like when you see me perform?
Yeah, no, I've never once thought that watching you perform, but I have.
But what comic comes to mind when you're like, fuck, I can't do this?
Patrice O'Neill.
No, like I'm saying in person. Like, have you ever seen a comic?
A person in person.
What's the last comic, if any, that you've seen in person?
What's this guy's name? I forgot his name. He's very, very funny guy. He's black. He's
It's just because you like black guys.
no, he was
For real.
Yeah.
What the hell?
he's so funny.
No.
The guy was so funny, and he was not
Is it
necessarily.
Ian Anderson?
No, he's married. He's a little bit of a clean comic. He's not like super clean. He has a funny, very funny joke. He was at the Creek like several months ago, but he has this funny joke where he goes. Well, I'm trying to look up who the guy was. He's pretty well known. He had this one joke where he was talking about being an Overeaters Anonymous, and that was my first program of 12-step, and he was like, I don't really think it's that anonymous. And I just thought it was so clever. And I related so hard to it because he was talking about going through the Alcoholics Anonymous big book, and he had to go read that with his OA sponsor. And his OA sponsor was like,
Wait, he was talking about this shit on stage?
Yeah.
This shit's like so, like, there's no reference. Like, he made you laugh. Everyone else is like,
oh
what
no,
the fuck?
people were dying laughing because he did it so well.
Because he described it well.
He was very well, but he was going through the Alcoholics Anonymous book when the Alcoholics Anonymous book is talking about like having a few drinks and then getting rough with his wife, and he's like, yeah, I had one too many cheeseburgers. It was just so well done. I'm not doing it justice, but
hey, is this a black guy?
Who?
He's a black guy.
No,
Okay.
Ian Anderson.
No,
I saw
this
him,
thing.
and first time I saw him, I wasn't really impressed. But I saw Ian Anderson in Venice when I was performing. When last time I went to California, and he's like, "Imagine that shit. Imagine if you were being human trafficked, stuck in traffic. Imagine that." He's like, "Wouldn't that be some shit?"
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find this guy because he's really funny.
But I watched Kate.
Well, I'm looking him up right now.
I
You
watched
are?
Kate Quigley. Last time I was pouring, I was like, dude, she's a master. Just the way she could just like, I don't know. She just seemed like she'd been doing it like 15 years, of course, but like the way she was able to like intertwine like bits and shit like that. I was like, how do you get to that point? And then I went back and I was like, listen, I think I'm better than you, but I think I can give you a few.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, I told her, I was like, yeah, you're a fucking master. That's great.
Yeah, when you see people who've been doing it for like 10 years, you're like, yeah, I can
Well,
see
some
that.
people,
Not all people.
yeah,
Not
I
all
hate
people.
that whole,
I
like,
saw people who were doing it for 10 years and I was like, yeah, you should definitely stop. You should stop.
yeah, I guess they feel like they're just so far in that they can't quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if I make it to like 5 years and I'm not like to a place where
You're making money.
I'm making like good money
Yeah.
consistently, I'll probably quit and just be a legend that people remember.
They'll forget you as soon as you die.
No,
And that's
no,
why people don't quit.
no. I'm going to. This is how I'm going to kill myself. I'm going when I'm older. I'm gonna go out to the woods in Canada. I'm gonna put a bunch of like stakes on me. I'm gonna like tape a bunch of stakes on me and get eaten by wolves
Death by wolves.
because nobody gets eaten by wolves. Really, it's very rare. It's rare, and then everyone will listen to my.
I don't think you
comedy.
need to tape any stakes.
Everyone
on you.
will
Wolves
listen.
will attack.
No.
Tape the stakes.
They don't. Oh, it's hard. They don't attack that much. But like, if you have a bunch of stakes taped to your body, then and if you die, like, oh, this you guys want to listen to the dude that got eaten by wolves?
Yo, that is very, very creative.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's the most creative suicide I've ever heard.
Well,
ever.
there was this one Asian.
And I've heard a lot. I think about it all the time.
And here's the thing: technically, you might still be eligible for heaven because you technically didn't kill yourself directly.
Wait.
Yeah, well,
How
duh.
come if you kill yourself, you can't go to heaven?
Shouldn't God know? But like, yeah,
That guy had a rough life.
I'm responsible.
I don't even know that that's always the case necessarily, but in general, it's because you've ended your own life and you've taken basically a gift that God gave you. And
The gift,
destroyed
like
it.
you were raped by your father and your brother for your whole life, and then you were human trafficked. That's a gift that God
I don't
gave you.
think I don't think that would be a situation.
You had a
that-
gift, okay?
I feel like God would have some grace there to be like, yeah, that was
Oh,
a
okay.
rough-
See
that
how
was a rough
like
deal.
see how people we create our own God, in our mind.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
100% disagree.
No, we do.
Wait, what?
I feel like there is
No,
one.
people do create their own God, but
We create
not-
our own conception.
not the real God.
We create our own conception of what God is because it's irrational.
Yeah, but you don't know what the real God is.
She thinks she does.
no, I don't.
So you
don't,
created
but
the
I know-
idea of it in your mind.
But
You have a concept.
Conceptualizing.
so there are things that talk about what God is, and people don't want to
That's why-
accept it
but-
because God has actual things that He wants you to do and live up to, and that like when you really get into that, where you're like, wait a second, there is an ultimate divine being who is so far beyond where I'm at, and He has a prescription for how I'm supposed to live my life, and I can guarantee you that I am falling way short of that.
But the fact that
The weight
but-
of that realization is incredibly fucking depressing. So when people say oh, God is a consolation prize and God's a comfort, I'm like, you've actually never really thought about that
yeah, I agree
and
with
what that actually
point.
means in your life, because it is the opposite of a consolation when you first realize it.
But the one thing I don't like about religion is I believe in God.
Well,
but
which
like,
religion? Because
all religions.
they're not the same.
No, because why I don't like all religions is they try to rationalize something that's inherently irrational.
What are they trying to rationalize?
This is how it started. There was two people, and then one was a lying bitch, and then the world started.
I feel like you guys could get behind that.
Well, we talk about this all the time.
Well, I think that's just some dudes that were like talking like don't trust women. They were smart, you know.
Yeah, but that's a very superficial reading of the story.
Even when your rib is out and you can suck your own dick, they'll still be resentful.
I
Preach.
I think they've gotten to a fundamental. If you actually go to the story, the fundamental nature of where we still are is so profoundly expressed in that you can absolutely miss it on a superficial reading.
What do you mean a superficial reading?
Well, superficial reading would be, oh, don't trust women, right?
I say that in jest.
No.
I mean, I mean it, but I say it in jest.
Or superficial reading is some guys were, talking about this. But if you really looked at the story, it's
symbolic.
Well, no, I think it's a real story. I think it's actually real.
Really?
I don't believe in evolution. I'll go on the record for that. I don't. There's actual evolution is a theory, and it doesn't really have the scientific backing. We're just indoctrinated in it.
Well, evolution is the same thing. It's like trying to rationalize what life is, and life is pretty irrational. We just woke up one day and we're like, ugh,
no,
we're here on a rock in the middle of nowhere. God explains it through its irrationality.
If you look at the paleontological record, the mass amount of species that came into existence, especially the more complex ones, all came in around the same time.
So you agree that women are responsible for all our woes?
Yeah, I think that's
Adam and Eve.
Did you guys read the story?
Yeah, Eve tricked fucking Adam.
Literally fucked us.
She lied.
So can I break it down for you, and then you guys can feel like,
yeah.
I mean, you're not going to admit it, but
no, never.
Briefly.
Okay, so God told Adam directly. God spoke to Adam directly and said, "Don't eat of this fruit."
Oh, you're gonna do the classic woman move and say that the guy was told not to do something and the woman was like, "We should do this," and he gave in.
Am I done?
Let's let her.
Am I done?
Bullshit.
Am I done?
Let's let her.
Okay.
It's your fault because
No.
You listen to me.
You didn't.
Fucking goddamn it!
You didn't
Gary,
even
calm down.
Yeah, Gary, I think you got issues with women.
Thank you, detective.
So then Adam relayed the message to Eve. So Eve doesn't hear it directly, but she does get the message. She does get the message, don't eat from the fruit, right? So when Satan speaks through the serpent, he approaches Eve first because he knows he has an easier access to her, which is true.
Because women are weaker.
Because if you actually look at the left and if you look at the left and
Wait, what was that?
We're more emotional.
Yeah.
So did you just admit that I was right? Because if you admit I was right,
Gary,
right.
let's let her finish. This is very interesting.
Different strengths and weaknesses, right? So he approaches her because he knows he can reach her first. And if you look at a lot of the downfall of society, a lot of the ideologies,
women.
It enters through women first, but you have men who are not standing.
I get what you're getting at. Is it emotions like the left? And
so,
yeah.
So the snake gets to Eve and she says, God said, she heard it from Adam, if we eat this, we're going to die. He does a classic evil move, which says, how could it be bad? This is the tree of good and evil. You're definitely not going to die.
She didn't listen to her man.
Which is the classic evil move of, this is a good thing. Why wouldn't you have this? So she takes the fruit, and then she goes to Adam.
She eats it first.
She eats it, and then she goes, have some. And he's like, no, we won't. She's like, the serpent told me we could. Who, by the way, before that, the serpent and people were best friends, like the way dogs are today. That's why he got in through the serpent.
No way.
This is the story.
Serpents were the same way as dogs. Come here, buddy. Come sit on my lap.
Let me continue. So then he takes the fruit, he eats it. Right now, of course, as soon as this happens,
I have to pause you right there. So basically, no, I do. So basically, the woman comes up and says, "Hey." The serpent says it's okay. Don't listen to the guy that gave you all this happiness and all this glory.
So who's responsible?
The woman for fucking falling for the trick.
Hold on a second.
100%.
Hold on a second. You've had all this time in the presence of God. You've known God yourself. You've been in his presence. You heard his words from himself. You know what it's like to be in him. And one person can come over here and say that's you.
Okay, so
see,
look,
that's what you're doing. She's saying one person. Oh, I come over here and I ruin your life, and you think it's my fault. You're like,
yeah.
this
Well, how can
you
one
should
person
know.
cause all my problems?
You are both. Here's the thing. You are both responsible because here's the other thing. Here's the second part that you don't get. So let's say you say, fine, Eve tricked.
What happened if Eve just ate it by herself then?
I can't answer that because it's a what if question. Maybe God would have been like, okay, I made the wrong woman and here's another one for you, right? And things would be totally different, right? But he didn't have he couldn't
make because it's a woman.
Yeah.
No, so hold on. So now God comes down. So let's say even that she tricked him or whatever. So God comes down and he says, what's happened? And so Adam, he reveals it. Like, okay, so God speaks to Eve. What happened? Oh, the serpent tricked me. And God gives Eve a chance to come back and say, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. She doesn't. She justifies her action. I didn't know the serpent tricked me.
Literally classic woman.
Okay, wait till you hear what Adam does.
Okay.
So then God approaches Adam, gives him a chance to come clean and say, I'm sorry. And he goes, the woman which you gave to me,
Which is true.
but he's blaming God for his own disobedience.
Yeah, he made women. I'd be like, what the fuck?
So it's clearly
God's fault. So this is exactly what we do in our everyday lives. We do the thing that we were told not to do, that we weren't supposed to do, and then we go back and we blame God for our own inequities.
So what would have happened if Eve never ate that apple?
Who's to know?
she's not going to answer that question.
Then this never would have happened. That's what would have happened.
Yeah.
If she had never eaten the apple, it's on her because
It's logical. If she doesn't eat the apple, then everything's
Nothing
pretty
bad would
good.
have happened.
Yeah.
Well, the theology is that Satan would have tried to tempt in other ways and would have kept coming. But the more that the first people would have resisted, the stronger their will would have gotten. And the idea is that we would have never fallen and be in this state that we're in.
Women never apologize. That's
Yeah,
the moral.
That's what I just heard.
Neither did you guys.
That's what
I've apologized profusely.
To
in my
who?
life. Women.
I've
all
been-
sorts of women.
I've been-
All
Right,
sorts
you're
of-
apologizing to the wrong person. You didn't do wrong to them.
No, women
Who am I
don't.
supposed to apologize to then?
Women don't know how to say they're sorry.
See? Do you see what this is on camera? You see that look that she just did? That's a woman refusing to apologize.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Also, I got the close up now. You got the chance to apologize right now for your sins.
Say you're sorry.
Get the fuck out of here.
Say you're sorry.
I just gave you guys such a beautiful
Okay.
interpretation
Can
of
you
what
ap-
happened.
can
and
you
guys can't-
apologize?
just rationalize for
Can
it.
you just apologize? Please?
No.
How many men have you ruined? How many men's lives have you ruined? How many
Leo,
men?
probably 5.
No.
How many men are out there right now living with
6.
their moms?
No. How many men have ruined my life?
Oh,
That's different.
I feel like I'm watching the story of Adam and Eve evolve
Yeah.
before my eyes.
You don't even. I was married to an actual sociopath.
You
An
chose him.
actual sociopath.
That sounds like something that Eve would have said
Sounds
about
like
Adam.
it sounds like you chose him, right? With your logic.
You know what? I'm gonna call your parents and be like,
My
"You
mom's
should-
dead
You should have went harder." Don't worry. I'm gonna seance
because she
her.
was a stupid woman that fucking took drugs.
Yeah, classic
did she?
woman. Classic
What did she do? Heroin?
No, she was just like, well, my little sister died, and my mom like
Ooh.
drank and used because she couldn't deal with it.
Well, that's tragic.
No, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's her
No,
fault.
it's tragic.
And you know why he doesn't care? Because
She's
he's
a
a
woman.
man and he moved forward.
Yeah. He moved real forward.
Yeah.
Let's talk about his attraction to women.
Hey, you know what? I resent that because I am actually I've made a lot of mistakes myself. I can say I'm sorry.
You guys are so horrible. Yeah,
I can
just so you know,
recognize-
as
I can
long as you
recognize
keep
my-
blaming women for your problems,
no,
you're
I
never
can.
going to move
I've
forward.
made no.
I literally don't blame
Gary,
women
Gary,
for problems.
the
You
diff-
literally just spent the last
Listen.
15 minutes saying how women are horrible.
Listen. The difference right now is shown as I'm going to say I made a lot of mistakes
Yeah,
So that-
everything's
that
my
con-
own fault.
that
clearly.
contributed
Yeah.
to
This is a lip service.
no one.
No.
It's
no.
always 50% in a
What's
relationship.
in this refrigerator? Nothing.
It's always 50%. No one can really do anything to you. You don't allow them to.
I'm choking over here. I need a drink. What do you got?
What time are we
is
at,
in
Gary?
this?
We're at an hour 5. But you know what? Here's the thing, though. Everything is my fault because men are superior to women. First of all, period. So we are responsible for our actions. You're not responsible for what you're. You're not
superior in which
responsible.
way?
You're not responsible for what you're doing.
Then why do you get so mad at them?
Because it's still annoying, but I don't blame you. I still blame myself.
I think women are more powerful than
You're
men.
full of shit.
Okay, that's what you would say instead of taking responsibility.
No,
Just
you
prove
are
my point.
you are 100% full of shit because you 100% blame women.
I don't.
You do.
I blame my choice in women.
You 100%.
I blame my actions.
I think estrogen makes you like evil.
You're basically explaining the feminist point right now, which I think is absolutely infantile. Which is on the one hand, I'm independent, strong, whatever. On the second hand, I can't be held responsible for the decisions I make.
I
because-
am responsible for my decisions because I'm
No,
strong.
no. But the position you're saying about women, like, oh, I can't hold them responsible because I know that they're not capable. That's the infantile feminist position that's advanced that I take.
Okay, name one woman that's ever apologized for when they did something wrong.
You're so ridiculous.
Wait, name one woman that's ever like changed history, that's
Name
ever
one woman that
invented
in-
anything.
I was just gonna say
that's,
invented anything.
that's done anything for our society. Name one philosopher woman who's actually had a good profound
That's
thought.
a good one. I'm gonna start using
Yeah,
that when I get
name-
arguments.
Do you
Name
guys
one-
know about Sophia, the mathematician?
No, that's why.
Google
Because
her.
I don't know her.
Look it
I
up.
don't know who she is.
Look it up.
No one does.
That's on you.
Nothing's coming up.
No woman's had a profound thought.
Nothing.
It's always been like.
And strippers like,
It's
oh, look at my tits. Give
Listen,
me some money.
no,
You
no.
love strippers. What are you talking about?
Because at least strippers have some value.
Bro, you are such a walking contradiction right now.
Okay.
I'm just going to ply you with alcohol.
I think women are more powerful than men in the bedroom, and that's what's caused a lot of war. No, they are, because they can last longer. A woman is built to like pleasure like 50 dudes at
Hold
once.
on.
Because
No,
they can't.
she's not.
First
She
of
can.
all, that's not true.
Listen me out, dude. Listen, I'm paying you, motherfucker.
So we've
So
just
a woman-
learned that
a woman
Ryan
c-
is a 3-minute man. Thank you for revealing your.
Once a guy nuts, he's done for. A woman can nut and just be like, oh, fuck me, let's keep going. And like a woman, like, you know, those princesses or some shit that had like, you know, big fucking orgies where just a bunch of dudes would fuck the shit out of
What
them.
are you talking about?
A woman is meant like,
what princess?
or like a pharaoh's wife.
From Aladdin.
Yeah, like
What? This is
seriously.
like the new Disney movie.
A woman's
where
more powerful.
Jasmine's a whore.
a woman.
Have you seen the original?
But there's a way.
She's a gold digging bitch.
There's a way to meet them, right? And that's when you don't come. You only come once in a while if they
Dude.
behave right.
Hey, and you know what? You can keep going if you take a Blue Chew tablet.
Blue Chew. That's right. It's time to talk about my sponsor. So,
Nice job, bro.
actually, has your boyfriend ever taken like a boner enhancement?
Not in the time we've been together. No.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, you know what? Throw those gas station dick pills away.
Wait,
He did tell me before in his previous experience where he took a gas station pill and it gave him heart palpitations. So he will never.
Oh yeah.
He
Does
will
those
never do
work?
that again.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, you never taken those black fucking horse pills?
do they work? Dude,
Fuck yeah, they hurt your heart and your whole body.
dude,
Yeah.
one time I was with my
I guess that means they don't really.
One
work.
time I
They
was with my
don't.
friend, and he was like, "Hey," he's like a comic, and he was like to the Chinese guy, didn't know. And he was like, "Hey, so what kind of boner can I get with that?"
Did he really say that?
He's like, will it be real strong or? All right, guys, it's time to dig yourself out of that winter hibernation. Spring is here, and it's time to get sprung with Blue Chew. That's right. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, confidence can take you far in life. It can also help in the bedroom, especially when it comes time to step up to the plate. That's what they're called, plates. That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of
chewable.
the cost. There's nothing sexier than just chewing a bunch of pills right in front of her. You can take them anytime, day or night.
Get it now, girl.
This is very important. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And like sometimes those providers are pretty hot. Anyways, the best part, it's all done online. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package.
Sometimes the CIA sends them to a bunch of pedophile rapists in Saudi Arabia so they could blackmail them.
You know, this is a sponsor for my podcast. You know?
Don't worry.
Have you ever, so you never had a guy, like, they always say first impressions are important. What about a lasting impression? Like, have you ever had a guy that you dated for a while, but the first time you were with and he just went soft on you? Because he was nervous, you know? He's like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know? No?
I can't say that happened.
It's always just been rock hard with you.
I can't say that that's
Have you ever had a guy go soft on you?
I can't say that that's happened.
Shut up, dude.
Okay.
So every guy has experienced it if you're on, you know, like,
I've only ever been with my current boyfriend.
what? Are you serious? Oh, yeah, he's watching. We have to, yeah, she's never been with anyone else. Yeah. But I've had that experience where I was so like turned on by the woman and so nervous that like it wouldn't work. So I kind of like made love to her first, like acted to get it to give me to give me time
Ah, you're such a horrible person.
to give me time, for it to spring up, right? I had to relax. But hey, can we just talk and kiss?
She
But
was like, this guy is so sweet.
yeah,
I didn't know you're
Yeah.
a psycho.
meanwhile I'm just like, come on, dude. And once it's up, then you rail them, right? But if I took a tablet from Blue Chew, I wouldn't have to do all that bullshit, right? Wait. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Joseph at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code Joseph to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
You know what would be great if I send all my exes, I'm like, hey, based on our experience, I really think this might be good for you. And there's a promo right now.
That would fuck
You
them
should.
up in their head.
So bad.
Those things work, right?
Yeah, I took one after the pod the other day with Bill, and
With a Bill. You took it with a guy.
yeah.
Oh, wait, Bill did ask you. Like, you said Bill just wanted some tablets from Blue Chew just to masturbate, right?
Yeah.
Wait, for real? That's so funny.
Yeah.
I had a boner for like a day and a half.
You're
Yeah.
just walking around with a boner. the whole time?
Literally, yes.
Are you
Even
scaring
after you
people?
It
Even
was. I could not get rid of it. It was fucking insane. Actually, I was pretty pumped.
Even after you come?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
came like 6 times in like 2 days, dude. It was ridiculous.
There you go. Why aren't you buying this stuff right now?
Yeah, I just chew them sometimes just so I can walk around with a lady boner.
Yeah,
You
what
can't
happens if
do
a
it.
woman?
You can't do
takes,
it. I asked. You can't give it to them.
What happens?
They're like, no, it doesn't really help. I mean, their clit might get a little swollen, but
Really?
they already do that anyways.
Is
Most of the
that,
time.
is that true?
His face. I don't know, Gary. Okay, all I know is that Blue Chew tablets work.
Maybe you
for
should go to
men.
bluechew.com and check out some safety information.
Don't give it to your woman, okay? Because you don't want her to know that you're taking this stuff. You want her to think that you really are into her. That's the whole secret.
Some girls don't care anymore.
Yeah.
They're just like, whatever. Just
Hey, what do you
whatever.
think about lube?
Hey, if you need it, you need it.
Okay.
No, if you have to use lube, dude, I'm offended. The girl should be wet and ready.
You're offended.
Yeah.
You might not have done enough warm up.
Yeah.
She might not really like you or not really be into it. She might be tired. It could be a bunch of things.
I use lube with hookers.
Well, that makes sense.
All right, well, that's an hour 15.
What is it like being with a hooker? Because she doesn't love you or want you, and you still have sex with her. Isn't it? Her face. What does her face look like? She's just like.
I mean, well, you know what that's like.
Shut up.
I was gonna say the same thing.
What is it like when she's just like, you have an hour and the clock is ticking, right? So you have to like, isn't it like strange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Do you do another ad?
Huh? No, the other one is already built into it.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah, we should do that actually for this one, so I don't have to do this shit. But
Sweet.
yeah, no, I have great sponsors. They actually have quality products.
You can shave your pubes while you have a boner.
You can shave your pubes. It's easier to shave your dick when you have eating a tablet